And our next guest just reiterated his outperform rating, but lowered his price target by $20 to $230 a share on tariff-related headwinds. Let's bring in Raymond James Managing Director Raymond Pajjuri. Srini, how big a deal is this setback in court?
Yeah, so Kelly, first things first, right? This is a very important business for Apple. The App Store, if you look at their overall business, the services segment accounts for about a quarter of their sales and roughly 40% of their gross profits. And within that, the App Store is probably a third of the mix. So, and this is the fastest growing subsegment, the services business. It's been growing at a double-digit pace, and that's one of the reasons why we like the stock here. So this is obviously very important. But at the same time, when this issue will get resolved, when will this get sorted out? It's going to probably take some time. Apple obviously said they're going to appeal this decision. And my sense is that it's probably not something that's going to get resolved in the next 6 to 12 months. So the focus for the near term is more on the tariff side and the demand for the iPhone itself.
Right. So basically it doesn't help that their kind of bread and butter, the App Store, that might have a bit of a question mark around it while they face a much bigger question mark about, their entire iPhone supply chain. What is moving the iPhone to India going to mean for earnings going forward?
Yeah, so today I would say almost, 80% or more of the iPhones are still made in China. And as we know, China has 20%, tariff as we speak right now, and that could potentially go up to whatever, 100% plus or so. And they're trying to move as much production to India as possible. But today, what they have in India probably supports about half of the U.S. demand. So, there's still going to be an impact from a cost side. I'm actually surprised that they haven't raised the prices as yet, but I think that's coming. My sense is that, as we go through the next quarter or two, we'll see some price increases. And what we said in our preview is that, assuming that India will also have some tariff is my guess. Assuming there is some tariff, Apple probably will have to raise prices by about 10% to offset the impact.
So let's take, should we take 1,000 as a round number? Maybe the $1,000 iPhone goes to $1,100. And what's interesting, and they and others are all going to be a case study in this, they're perhaps under more scrutiny because it's such a familiar price point. But if they raised it 15% and pocketed the extra margin, would anyone know the difference?
It's a competitive landscape, so I'm not sure why they would want to do that. We'll notice in the financials, obviously, when they report the quarter. But
do you
again,
think, though, that would really kind of drive buyers away on the margin or send them to, maybe an older phone, a cheaper phone, even a competitor?
Competitor, less likely, but in terms of the upgrade, cycle, that might slow the upgrades, right? The average install base age is almost 5 to 6 years. And I think consumers will probably rethink about upgrading, if the prices go up, from now.
Well, we'll see if they give us more clues on their plans on the pricing front this afternoon, among many other questions I know you and others will have. Srini, thanks for joining us.